So what do I mean by the countdown method, and in particular the rule of 12? Well, all manufacturers that make sinking lines have lines that sink at different rates measured in inches per second, 3 inches per second, 4 inches per second, and so on. So knowing these sink rates, we use those to count the line down through the water to target specific areas or zones within the lake. The rule of 12 helps you put this all together. So if a line sinks at 3 inches per second, if I divide 3 into 12, which equals 4, that tells me it's going to take me 4 seconds for that line to sink 1 foot. If I want to target 10 feet down, I simply multiply the number 4, the rate per foot, by the total number of feet to equal 40. That's how long I'm going to let my flies sink before beginning my retrieve. Now this, of course, is with an unweighted fly. You put a heavily weighted fly on, big streamer like a Clouser minnow with dumbbell eyes, that's going to accelerate your sink rate. You're going to have to experiment a little bit, but it's a way to be surgical, to find the zone where the fish are and consistently repeat it to catch fish all day long. So what's the best way to actually count your fly and your fly line down? Well, you can mentally count in your head, 1, 2, 3, etc. But there's a lot of distractions, things walking by, friends in the boat, you can lose track. I simply use my watch. I just make my cast, make note where the second hand is moving. I can look around. I know in my head how long I want to let the line sink. Look back when it hits that point, and then I start my retrieve. So using your watch is probably the best way to count your fly and your fly line down accurately. So fish on, we're anchored up. We're in a little slot on the side of a lake that is, oh, we got a lake trout here. Yep, ate my white zonker using a type 7 line, a very fast sinker. Oh, he's totally wrapped himself up. And your line choice with this anchored method, the countdown method, does come into effect, because if I'm fishing, we're fishing streamers here, we're using active retrieves, so I can get away with a faster sink rate line because that line is going to be moving horizontally through the water at a fast pace. Its fast sink rate is not going to foul up on the bottom. If I was fishing more trout tactics, or more, say, insect or invertebrate presentations, probably have to go to something like a clear intermediate, because I'd be moving the flies so much slower that if I tried that on a deep 7, I'd simply hang up. And there you go, a beautiful lake trout. So when you're using the countdown method and you know the depth of water that you're situated in, and the speed of your retrieve has an overall bearing on your line choice. So let's let this beautiful fat lake trout go. So there you have it, the countdown method. Whenever you're fishing deeper water, use the sink rate of your line, know it's inches per second, whether you're targeting your favorite trout waters, or here at Hearne Lake Lodge, targeting big lake trout or pike. It's a great method to learn on any still water.